Good morning, Facebook. It is Thursday morning after session ended last night at exactly midnight, followed by an address from the governor in joint session with the Senate and some celebratory meetings following that in the governor's office and in both of the caucuses as we wrapped our regular session. So I'm a little tired this morning. And here mostly because I did stay in Hartford last night, decided not to drive home after a long week of long hours. And actually on my way this morning to see my daughter off at the airport, who's returning to her summer job in Minneapolis. So I'm going to catch her there. But so I figured I'd talk to you all this morning while I was still awake before I go home and take a long nap. So regular session ended last night at midnight, and I posted a little video yesterday about sort of what happens at the end as the pace really speeds up and people start talking at rapid speeds, and we try to put things on consent, which means the bills that passed unanimously out of committees and through the Senate to try to move them through quickly, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. And it's a little chaotic, and there are last-minute amendments, and it's one of those moments when paying attention to the details both is very hard because things are coming at you quick and fast, but if you have done it ahead of time, you notice it is actually a time to get some stuff done, because little things that didn't make it into bills that you supported or language that got dropped, if you can advocate in the room to get it back in, sometimes you can win the day. So I look forward to sorting that all out for you next week when it's clear actually what passed. Some of the confusion right now is there's flurry of activity both in the House and the Senate, and so sometimes it's not always clear what actually passed both houses, at least not to me, not yet. So I look forward to spending the next few days sorting that out, and also getting back to you next week with a fuller summary of what all happened this session and what didn't happen and what we look forward to happening in the future, because we are likely to have a special session, so we're not totally done. We did declare that we would have a special session relating to bonding for school construction in particular. But the governor can also call us into special session, and as you all know, he has talked about doing that for tolls. So that fun lies ahead of us. So it's pretty empty here today, at least with respect to legislators. I think most people are home sleeping, catching up, and maybe with their families and with their beds. So I also just wanted to draw to your attention. I did do earlier this week a newsletter on the budget, which of course, given my role in appropriations, really I feel is like occupied the most part of my work. Although there are a lot of other things I'm interested in too that I will talk with you later. But I did write a newsletter on it, and so first of all, I encourage all of you, anybody who's not signed up for my newsletter, to please sign up to do that. I usually put that out weekly in combination with this video. And so I did, that went out earlier this week, and it should also be available on my website, which is House Dems. Sorry, I want to make sure I don't get this wrong because I'm a little tired. housedems.ct.gov/horn. So it should be available on there as well. So what else? I mean, for me, the budget is complex, which is why I think it's better addressed in a letter, and even that is a summary of a 500-page document. But just to it's very important to me. It was on time, so that the citizens of Connecticut, towns, anybody who's planning around the state can make plans, and it is stable. It tackles our problems responsibly. I mean, we began this with facing a $3.7 billion deficit, and we passed a budget on time that is fiscally responsible, that's balanced, that doesn't increase tax rates, and that funds our priorities, and I'm pretty pleased about that, which is not to say that I'm pleased about everything in it. There are things in it that I wished weren't in it. But that's the nature of this kind of beast, is that you got to be in it, and you got to be willing to make trades to decide which things are most important to you. And for me, for example, one of the most important things was that we didn't do the cost shift of teachers' pensions onto towns, and we did not do that. And that took a lot of pressing against the governor, because that was that was something he very much wanted to do. But he compromised, and so did we. So please, again, read my newsletter for more details on the budget, or ask questions. I'm happy to answer as many questions as I can. So, yeah, a lot happened this session, and I will go back to summarizing that next week when I have a chance to actually go through everything we covered. For now, I'm looking forward to a different schedule and being back in the district again, including this weekend. I already have a bunch of events for tomorrow and Saturday, and looking forward to making my way around again and not having to be in Hartford on my couch quite so often as I have in the last weeks. And as I said, we will be coming back into special session, so stay tuned about that. And I hope you all have a great weekend, and I look forward to giving you more detail about everything that's happened in the last few weeks and to seeing you all in person in the district soon. So take care and have a great weekend.